The one onwards. Ishvara sarvabhutanam
ईश्वरः सर्वभूतानां
हृद्देशेऽर्जुन तिष्ठति
हृद्देशे अर्जुन तिष्ठति
भ्रामयन् सर्वभूतानि
भ्रामयन् सर्वभूतानि
यन्त्रारूढानि मायया
यन्त्रारूढानि मायया
तमेव शरणं गच्छ
तमेव शरणं गच्छ
सर्वभावेन भारत
सर्वभावेन भारत
तत्प्रसादात् परां शान्तिम्
तत्प्रसादात् परां शान्तिम्
आनं प्राप्स्यसि शाश्वतम्
स्थानं प्राप्यति शाश्वतम्
इति ते ज्ञानमाख्यातम्
इति ते ज्ञानमाख्यातम्
गुह्याद् गुह्यतरं मया
गुह्याद् गुह्यतरं मया
विमृश्यैतदशेषेण
विमृशैश्चैध शेषेण
यथेच्छसि तथा कुरु
यथेच्छसि तथा कुरु
सर्वगुह्यतमं भूयः
सर्वगुह्यतमं भूयः
शृणु मे परमं वचः
शृणु मे परमं वचः
इष्टोऽसि मे दृढमिति
इष्टोऽसि मे दृढमिति
ततो वक्ष्यामि ते हितम्
ततो वक्ष्यामि ते हितम्
मन्मना भव मद्भक्तः
मन्मना भव मद्भक्तः
मद्याजी मां नमस्कुरु
मद्याजी मां नमस्कुरु
मामे वैष्यसि सत्यन्ते
मामे वैष्यसि सत्यं ते
प्रतिजाने प्रियोऽसि मे
प्रतिजाने प्रियोऽसि मे
सर्वधर्मान् परित्यज्य
सर्वधर्मान् परित्यज्य
मामेकं शरणं व्रज
मामेकं शरणं व्रज
अहं त्वा सर्वपापेभ्यः
अहं त्वा सर्वपापेभ्यः
मोक्षयिष्यामि मा शुचः
मोक्षयिष्यामि मा शुचः
So we have been looking at this shloka, and in this chapter we saw that Sri Krishna was summarizing the Bhagavad Gita, and we could recognize Karma Yoga and Jnana Yoga. 2 or 3 times he explained. And he seemed to conclude his teachings in number 63. Iti me jnanam akyatam, like that he said. Then he had few more words to say. 65, manmana bhava madbhaktaha, again karma yogaha. And then 66, we needed Shankaracharya's help to understand this shloka. So we began seeing this. Sarva dharman parityajya. The word parityajya, tyaga. Tyajya, parityajya means giving up completely. Very difficult to interpret it in a different way. It's a verb, so it's easier to talk about verbs. There are 2 or 3 meanings, we can talk about it. But parityajya, having completely given up. Paritaha means completely. Tyagam kritva. Paritaha tyagam kritva. Okay, giving up. What should I give up? Sarva dharman, we saw. Sarva also meaning is straightforward. Sarva means all, completely. Okay. Dharman. Dharman. So dharma, you already know dharma has many meanings. Basic duties is dharma. Qualities is dharma. Punyam papam is dharma. These are the main meanings we use in the Shastra. Dharma. Dharma, artha, kama, moksha. So there, dharma means duties. So this righteous living. Because a person wants artha, but everybody doesn't want artha just anyway. No, I have to do it in a righteous manner, truthfully, etc. That is dharma. And then there another dharma also. The punyam and papam, the Shastram talks about, is also called as dharma. So here Krishna is saying, Sarva Dharman Parityajya, Mamekam Sharanam Vraja. So, this we discussed a little last time, if you recall. And so, here, if it means give up all your duties and come to me, Mamekam Sharanam Vraja. I mean, the words are all not difficult just from a purely Sanskrit perspective. Give up all your duties. Give up all your duties and come to me means if people had taken it literally, we would be having spiritually irresponsible people. Spiritual people, but irresponsible. Irresponsibility would be running large, looming large in society. Why? Because Sarva Dharman Parityajya. That's not correct. That we don't see such people. I mean, that's not the majority of the people. Some people like to resort to that meaning, but that becomes an escape. So we are not going to take that meaning. Neither Krishna can mean something like that. In fact, he's going to say, after saying all that, he's going to say, go fight the war because that's been the duty. So nothing has changed for Arjuna. From first chapter onwards to last chapter, what has changed? He has to come here for a job, he has to finish the job. Before the teaching also, he has to finish the job. After the teaching also, he has to finish the job. Therefore, it can't be giving up of duties. Literally, it can't be taken that. And so, we saw that last time that, hey, Arjuna, look, we go back few chapters. Karmanya karmayah pasche, akarmani cha karmayaha, sa buddhiman manushyeshu. Like that, I told you. And karmani, that time it was we spent a lot of time, I think, many classes on that shloka. Yeah, Shankara spent a lot of time. He gave the example of this person going on the boat next to the shore and then going like this. And then the trees are all moving, coming towards you. You think the trees are moving. No, no, the trees aren't moving. You are moving. The relative motion he described. So the unmoving trees appear to be moving. And out there, far away, there is a ship moving far away from you at a fast pace. So many knots, 15 knots per whatever. There is some knots unit they use in the navigation. So many knots it's moving. And then you say the ship is stationary. You're looking at a moving object and saying it is stationary. You're looking at a stationary object and saying it is moving. Hey, that's how it is here also. Atma and Anatma, Atma and Deha are so close to each other and just too close to each other. That is why the word Upanishad, Upa Samipe, you remember the meaning there. Definite knowledge of that which is closest to the self is the self alone. Anyway, that self, who is that self is the question here. And so that was the topic of the entire Bhagavad Gita. And na sato vidyate bhavaha na bhavo vidyate sataha, etc. So much were described. Satyam and Mithya was talked about. And so, sarva dharman parityajya, sarva karmani parityajya means what? Understanding that karma doesn't belong to Atma. There's no giving up. There's no physical giving up of anything. There is a giving up of the idea that I am the karta. Sarva kartritvam parityajya. What sarva kartritvam? Kartritvam parityajya. There is not a dash. Atma, however close it is to the doer, then who is doing all the things? Actions are happening constantly. In fact, without acting, we can't even survive. And so, where is the then what who is doing all this? I am doing, I thought. Yeah, you are doing, you have to do, but at the same time, you're not a doer. So, prakrite kriyamanani gunai karmani sarvashaha. So, prakriti was brought in, and Sri Krishna brought in. So, we saw all that. So, this is a recap of what we did in the last class. So, that Deha Abhimana was there. Mamakara and Deha Abhimana, Krishna has been talking about. And so, that Abhimana, when I associate with something very closely, then that close thing becomes as good as the self. Like Putra, Putra, Grihadishu. Shankara constantly says, Griha Putra. He'll bring in Griha and Putra. And those are the closest to us. Children and home. That's what they say. Many things are close to us, but children and home are very, very important. And so we connect, we identify with those entities. And so Parityaja means what? I understand that I am identifying with things which are not me. Which are not me. That's the maximum Advaita Vedanta can say. I mean, there is Jiveshwar Aikyam next coming up. But in terms of self, there is a confusion between the self and the non-self. I've taken the non-self to be the self. Okay. So this we saw last time. And so Sarva Dharman Parityaja means Jiva, Jiva Swarupam Avagamya. Hey, understand the nature of yourself. The body is I, but I am not the body. Body is I. Exactly like the pot is clay. But the clay should be able to recognize that I am not pot. I am independent of pot. Even though I am accountable for everything that is done by the pot. What is it? I am accountable for everything that is done by the pot. I. Who is that I? Hey, that I is the Buddhi. Buddhi is amazing. Human Buddhi is so amazing that it's able to it's able to uh, separate the Atma and Anatma. Separate. Anyway, so therefore, Jiva Swarupa Jnanam Avagamya. Jiva Swarupam Avagamya. Sorry, not Jnanam Avagamya. Jiva Swarupam Jnatva. You can say that. Having understood the Swarupa of the Jiva. All right. And so, and then what should I do with actions once I understand? Nothing. There's no need to do anything about actions. You have to continue doing your duties depending on your what? On your ashrama. Ashrama defines my duties. And so, so that's good. That's really good because everything I do to improve myself is so useful. That improvement should lead me to this point where I can now be clear about this knowledge that Krishna is talking about. Okay. And so, this much we talked about last time. Sarva dharman parityajya means what? Having gained the knowledge of the jiva swarupa or the self. Okay. So that's why we said we need Shankara's help. Shankara's help to interpret this. Because next, Mamekam Sharanam Vraja. Mamekam Sharanam Vraja. Me alone. Mam means me. Ekam, me alone. Sharanam also is very popular in Indian language. Sharanam means Sharanagatihi. Vraja, take to words. Uh, go towards. Vraja dhatu is gatau, in the sense of going towards. So approach me alone. That is a literal meaning of Sharanam Vraja. Mam Ekam Sharanam Vraja. Surrender to me alone. Perfect translation. Surrender to me alone. Take, what is the noun of surrender? Surrendership or something. Take surrendership of me alone. There's a, that can also be said. Sharanam Vraja. Take to, yeah, accept surrender of me. Something like that. So, now we have to interpret this. We have to interpret. Mom. Okay, mom. Mom means Krishna is talking. Mom. So obviously, mom means Krishna. Or mom can be anything else also. Okay, mom can be Ishvara in general, not Krishna, the Vasudeva Putra Krishna, not the Giridharaha Krishna, not that guy. Could be Ishvara, Paramatma, like he's used that in several points, several places in the Gita. So we have to see that. And we already know the three types of Ishvara we talked about. What is that? First is Eka Rupa Ishvaraha. Eka Rupa Ishvaraha, the child is told, child loves this Eka Rupa Ishvaraha. Look, Sri Krishna, look at Saraswati, Navaratri, just the child just enjoys all these things, running around. And like that, Rupa. Rupa is needed. Third, which Ishvara is there's no need to. There's no Ishvara. So also has to have a Rupa. That's how I can appreciate. Child can appreciate. Eka Rupa. And oftentimes this Ekarupa Ishvara has birth also. God is born. So Janmashtami is there. Ashtami Tithi Yuktayam. And so in that Ashtami Tithi, on so and so month, this Sri Krishna was born to Vasudeva. And so that Mr. Krishna, you put a Mr. prefix in front of Krishna, that is Ekarupa Ishvara. Mr. Krishna or Mr. Initial V also you can give. V Krishna. Vasudeva Krishna. V Krishna. V Krishna. What about Brahmaji? What is Brahmaji's initial?
Chaturmukha.
What is his
V
initial?
Brahma.
Chaturmukha.
V Brahma. V Brahma.
V Brahma. Okay.
Vishnu.
Oh, we came
Vishnu.
out of Vishnu's Nadi. So V Brahma, V N Brahma, you can put middle initial and all you can give. Be creative.
V Brahma, Padma Sambhava Brahma, V Brahma.
V Brahma. Okay, V Brahma. Or there's one more thing. His initial is M. M. You know why? M. You don't know why M? You don't know? What is this? Every day you're chanting this. Yam Brahma Varunendra Yam Rudra Marutaha. Yam Brahma. That's also. So I heard Swamiji saying this once. So anyway, that be Krishna, that finitized Krishna, a formed Krishna, Krishna whose image is there in everybody's mind with a particular form, with all that will be the Eka Rupa Ishvaraha. And then we have this Aneka Rupa Ishvaraha. Vishwarupa is equal to Vishwarupa Ishvaraha. Ekarupa, all devatas all come under Ekarupa Ishvara. They're all Aneka. Many Ekarupas are there. Okay, so put that there. Word Aneka can be used there in that context. But here Aneka Rupa Ishvara. And Ishvara who is all the forms that are there in this universe. That is the way to look at this. Aneka Rupa Ishvaraha is equal to Vishwarupa Ishvara, which is what Arjuna had the benefit of appreciating. Okay, so that is Vishwarupa Ishvara. Chapter 11. Then, of course, we can come to Arupa Ishvara. Rupa Rahita Ishvara. Rupam na vidyate yasya Ishvarasya saha Arupa Ishvara. the one who has no form, formless Ishvara. That also we saw. And so previously Ekarupa Ishvara, Sagunam Brahma, Vishwarupa Ishvara also Sagunam Brahma only. And then Arupa Ishvara, Nirgunam Brahma, formless. And so Para Prakritihi, all that we can bring here. Para Prakritihi, Para Prakriti. All right. So Maya tatam idam sarvam jagad avyakta murtina matstani sarvabhutani nachaham teshvavastitha. Is all that beautiful. Then nachamastani sarvabhutani pashyame yoga maishwaram. He says matstani sarvabhutani. Everything is sustained by me, he says. Matstani, mayi sthitani. In me, everything is there. The whole universe is there in me. We discussed that last time. A whole universe is there in me means what? Is it like Krishna holding the mountain? Or is it somebody holding like this? The whole universe is there in me. And because of me, the whole universe is surviving. Hey, don't take it like that. Okay, this. Here the pot is on the hand, correct. There is a Adhara, Adhyaya, Bhavaha. Adhara, Adhyaya. Adhara is the hand, palm of the hand. Adhyaya is the one that is supported the universe. Don't think of it like that. Don't think of it like that. That's a immature way of thinking. It is like the clay supporting the pot. There, the pot is not on the clay. The pot is not hanging from the clay like people hang from the bus in India and just hanging. Not even like that. It's not under the clay. Where is the pot? Hey, that is exactly what we are talking about. Like that, Matstani Sarva Bhutani. That is why he says, Nacha Matstani Sarva Bhutani. Okay. Then after he said that, he says, Nacha Matstani. Hey, but then there is no entity called pot that is separate from clay. There is no separate entity for somebody to hang on to me. How can somebody hang on to me? Only if there is some separate entity hanging on can be talked about. Supporting can be talked about. Therefore, Nacha Matstani Sarva Bhutani. In fact, if you look for the pot, you won't find it. Only clay. Whatever be the form you give, you can at best say this form is the pot. Form. But the form also depends on the clay. Without clay, there is no form. Okay. And so, Nacha Matstani Sarva Bhutani Pashyame Yogam Aishwaram, he says like that. And so, this is the yoga. Finally, this is the yoga. So all basic yogas, asanas and all you do, all Grista Dharma is there, all that is yoga. Yoga Kshemam Vahamyaham. And so all yoga, everything I do in my life is meant for me to come to this point. Karmanya Karmaya Pashet, Akarmanicha Karmaya. So Satyam Mithya is so important. So Arupa Ishvaraha. That is the Arupa Ishvara. Rupa and Arupa, somehow I have to separate it out. Separate it out. So Mam Ekam. What is the Mam here? Mam, Paramatmanam. The book is there here. I can, if I can. Okay. So, Shukra says, Paramatmanam. He uses some words. Okay. And so that Arupam, he says that. He doesn't say literally, but that all-pervasive self, he says. So, Mam, Paramatmanam, not Ekarupam. Vishwarupam seems good, but even Rupa is there for Vishwarupa, therefore not Vishwarupa. Okay. And so Ekameva Advitiyam Sarvavyapinam Paramatmanam. So that Mam Ekam. Ekam. So that Ekam, because Ekameva Advitiya, there is only Ekam Brahma. Atma is one, that's it. There is only one Atma. There is no second to even count. If Atma were staying separate from so many other things, then you can say you can look for some Atma outside. But even that is not there. Ekam eva. Everything is Atma. Therefore, Ekam, Mam Ekam. That Mam is Ekam. Not Ekam Mam. Not only me. It is me. That is the only thing that is there in the universe. That Ekam. That kind of Ekam it is. And so, Vraja. Mam Ekam. Sharanam Vraja. Vraja. Vraja, as I already told you. Approach. Seek me. Okay. Surrender to me. Seek me. Okay. And so how can this jiva seek Ishvara? Bhakti. Bhaktya. That is why bhakti is such an important thing. He's going to mention it again a bit later. Next sloka, I think it's coming. Okay. Bhakti is important. Bhakti is what gives the connection between me and Ishvara. I was discussing with somebody. They were talking about all this modern society and children are just doing whatever they want. Youth are doing whatever they want, and they're uprooted from our. They don't. They have ill health and all. So somebody was telling that's because they don't eat the right foods. They don't know when to get up, when to sleep. They are reading all kinds of stuff. They're seeing all kinds of stuff. There is no discipline like that. The big list that person was giving. Then I knew one thing: the person who was talking, that person, even the person is close to an atheist. So I told them, hey, yeah, you should add several other things also. I will not wear, I will not do namaskar. Some people say, I won't do namaskar to people. I don't believe in God. They will say, like this big list they give. So this is our culture, my dear friend. This is India. Yeah, at least let's talk about Indians in India. Okay. We'll talk about others another time. But there itself, this is the basics that our rishis have given us. And mantras are there, shlokas are there. So much is there. Nothing I will do. I don't believe in all this. I said, but what about that? Maybe that will cause a problem also. We'll bring food and all these things and kurkure and all, we'll bring it later. But first basics itself, I have violated. Then person didn't say anything. So, like this, bhakti. So, Sharanam Vraja. And then, so how to approach, how this jiva should approach Ishvara. Already I have approached Ishvara through my bhakti. Now, the final catch is there. How can the wave approach the ocean? The wave wants to reach the ocean. The wave comes to you and says, you're all Vedantis. You've been studying Bhagavad Gita for all these years and Swami has been giving this example. I want to reach God. I finally given up everything. I know that God is it. So I want to reach God. What advice can we give the wave to reach God? So the wave has to be told, look, my dear friend, this deeply entrenched idea that God is sitting somewhere, you have to first give that up. First, you let go of. God is all pervasive, Sarva Vyapi. That's why he gets the name Vishnu. Vishnu itself means Sarva Vyapi. And then you are saying, I want to see Vishnu. Go somewhere and see Vishnu. You just let go of the idea. Let go of the idea. Not let go of the sanctity of Vishnu. Vishnu is very sacred for us. Even for a Vishishtadvaiti, he is sacred. For an Advaita Vedanti also he is sacred. Very, very sacred, very meaningful word. So you keep that very much. Don't give up all that. And but then look, this ocean is Ishvara or not? Yes. Where are you now? Are you away from Ishvara somewhere? Away from the ocean? No, there is no away from the ocean because everything that is there is water, water, water. Ocean is all that is there. And so give up that idea. Don't giving up the idea of going to Ishvara is what is called Sharanam Braja. Giving up the idea of going. Why going? You have to give up because going is a karma. And what are the results of karma? Apyam, samskaryam, vikaryam, utpadyam. These are things. Hey, all these. I hope I don't have to explain to you all these words. And so all these are results of karma, production, purification, uh, and then vikar, change, modification, that is, and then reaching a place, another place. Those are the only results of karma, four results. Hey, all these four results are all limited. Limited. Anityam they are. Result of karma is anityam. And what you're looking for is not anityam. You've been getting a lot of anitya things, but you want what is nitya. That nitya cannot be accomplished by going. Because going, we said, is karma. You can definitely go to Vaikuntha. We have no problem with that. But that also will accomplish whatever you accomplish by going somewhere is also anityam, impermanent. And so, and in any case, ocean, you are in ocean, in fact. Which ocean? Where will you go? So some particular part of the ocean you want to go? Is that your idea? I don't like Indian Ocean. I want to go to Pacific Ocean. That is different. That is like going to Hawaii and going to all these places. That you can do. You are welcome to do that. That's different. That's all within samsara only. But so giving up that idea. This Vraja is figurative. Sharanam Vraja. Go to Ishvara, go to Vaikuntha, go to Kailasa and all. It's figurative, my dear friend. It is apekshika moksham. It helps me appreciate that there is some Ishvara which is different from everything I experience. That idea I am supposed to get. And I got that idea. So now use your mind, use your buddhi all along and analyze. And so, Sarvadharman is figurative. It is not literal, not to be taken literal. Sharanam Vraja also is not literal. Going towards Ishvara also not literal. Okay, look at this. It's all figurative. And so, this idea now that I am separate from Ishvara, that's a notion. Again, that also deeply entrenched notion. Because I've been struggling all along. I cannot be Ishvara. There's no chance. There's no chance. And that's what that person told Swamiji. I told you. Swamiji is sitting in the airport, trying to catch a flight, waiting. And somebody comes, a sannyasi comes, and you know who the sannyasi is. Sannyasi comes and says, "You are not God." Not God, he says. And the airport, people are there. What is this conversation? How are you? How is Swamiji supposed to respond to this? Immediately he looked up and said, of course I'm not God. Of course I'm not. Why should I be waiting for a flight if I'm God? That is the answer. What else can you do? So that's the kind of people we have. So that's okay. We enjoy everybody. And so that idea, that deeply entrenched, it's deeply entrenched, and we keep entrenching it. We study so much to further entrench the same idea. Why you have to study Vedanta and all Shastram? My Guruji has written commentaries, and so many commentaries are there written. I told you the story of Murari, right? Murari. Yes or no? No. Girish ji is saying no. Haraprasad ji is saying no. Everybody is saying no. Okay? Murari story, you have to hear this. So, this person was studying under Advaita Vedanta Acharya and talking about this Advaita, obviously. And then you're not convinced. How can I be Ishvara? I'm not getting it. This is not correct. So he went off and he studied with another Acharya. And then he studied a lot. He studied Brahmasutram, he studied Bhagavad Gita, studied other texts. And then Jiveshwara Bhinnam. Aikyam Mastu Anaikyam. Jiva and Ishvara, Jiva and Narayana are different. And you have to reach Narayana after death. That is moksha. You have to go to some other world. You have to leave this world and go to some. That's what. I'm not Narayana. I'm not Narayan. He learned after all these years of study Sanskrit also, Panini also. Word Panini itself, I'm not getting in my mouth. Panini or Panini, that itself is a problem. But he studied all that. And then he came back to his original Acharya, Advaita Acharya. Just out of respect, He came. And this Acharya, what happened? When he came, this barber had visited after visited, and then was trying to give a shape to this Acharya. A beard was there. I think they decided to Paurnami or something. So there is this general idea that on Paurnami, sannyasis, remove their hair and some tradition like that. So he is sitting there and, oh, please come, please sit down and give me a few minutes. I'll be with you. Like that, Advaita Acharya had said. And then everything was over. As shaving was over. And then the barber showed the mirror to the Advaita Acharya. And Acharya looked at the mirror and said, he has not shaved in a long time, months, maybe even years. He said, you've given me 40, 50 years of age. I mean, that's how it is. And only God can give this. And then, you know what the Acharya did? He did namaskar to the barber. The barber got the shock of his life. Sannyasi Acharya is doing namaskar to a barber. Barber knows his status very well. He's respected, all right, but this kind of thing he has never heard about, not even in dream. He runs around. No, Acharya, no. And Acharya goes after him. You are Narayana. You are Narayana. You only Narayana can bring this kind of a transformation. And he runs around. He says, no, I'm not Narayana. I'm not Narayana. I'm not Narayana. He goes around. This game is going on. You are Narayana. I'm not Narayana. This Vaitacharya is watching this. He said, my God, I've studied Vedanta in so many texts and Prakarana Granthas and Sanskrit, and after 12 long years, I knew that I am not Narayana. This barber doesn't even know that there is a language called Sanskrit. Forget about all the scriptures and all that. And he's saying, I'm not Narayana. And now the new Dvaitacharya just falls at the feet of Advaitacharya. And he says, please teach me. Please teach. So, you don't need to study to know that I am not Narayana. No study is required. Everybody knows that. It's well known already. It is prasiddham. Prasiddham it is. So that is long ago I heard. Just Swamiji say this. There in my mind. So therefore, Paramarthanandaji says, therefore, Tattvamasi. Guruji will say Tattvamasi, Swamiji. And Swamiji says, once you hear that, when you understand it, you should not tell Swamiji Tattvamasi. You should say, Aham Brahmasmi. Tattvamasi, you are that. Who are you to tell Swamiji you are that? Say, Aham Brahmasmi. Okay, got it. All right. So, this is the Mamekam Sharanam Vraja. Sarvadharman Parityajya Mamekam Sharanam Vraja. So that Eka Rupa Ishvara Jnanam Prapnotu. All right, we'll continue. This shloka is not complete yet. So, then how to gain this knowledge? Tattvamasi Jnanam, how to gain this thing? Yeah, that also we know. Shravanam, Mananam, Nididhyasanam. That is well known to us. And Tad Vidhi Pranipatena Pariprashnena Sevaya Upadekshanti Te Jnanam Jnaninaha You have to know something that you don't know. Knowing something that you already know is not significant. There's nothing much there. That is nididhyasana. You recall something that you know. Recall something that you know. That is nididhyasana. But here, tad vidhi pranipatena. And so surrender, sharanam, giving up. Even if you say giving up, what are the things I have to give up? Yeah, I have to give up this deeply entrenched notion. That is what we call ajnanam. In English, we say deeply entrenched notion of separation, binna buddhihi. I am now reminded of Tattva Bodha. Tattva Bodhakara says towards the end, it says, he talks about who is this Jiva. Jivaha, he explains, and then he says, Ishwaram bhinnatvena janati. Who considers Ishvara to be different from himself. Like that he says. Anyway, so that ajnanam parityajya, that ahankaram parityajya, okay, that mamakaram parityajya. That's why it is mamakara tyaga and ahankara tyaga is so important. In our culture, it is so important, so prized. The humility is so prized in our culture. Other culture, America and all, I'm trying to recall the decades I was in America. Only among Indian cultures, the humility is prized. See, we go to work, we come back home, and then we do our own things. So some humility is respected. But out there, it's all contextual. Some places humility is respected, I suppose. But you have to say who you are. You have to express yourself. You have to. Progress report is there. You got to tell who you are. I can do. Can do attitude. The bosses must see in you. Only then they'll give you a promotion. Can do. And so what happens that humility, I'm sure the value is there everywhere. But somehow the, people appreciate, in America, they appreciate this can-do attitude. You have to take ownership, which is good. All that is good. But culminating in this aham akarta is so unique. In America, if you talk about akartritvam, it will be a bit vague. People will ask questions and people will get confused. And people will like run away. They say, this is all strange. We can't accept this. Because Bible also doesn't talk about it. Therefore, for us, it's a very fascinating culmination of a beautiful journey from Kartritvam to Karma Yoga to Antakarana Shuddhi to Jnana Yoga, and then say account is closed. Over. Game is over. So, nice journey it is. So, this Mamekam Sharanam Vraja, then Aham Tva Sarva Papebhyaha Moksha Ishyami Mashuchaha. So, that is Phalam, obviously. Sarva Papebhyaha Moksha Ishyami, he says. So, I will free you from all papa, like that he says. Sarva Papebhyaha. So, there's some result, what is the purpose of this study, etc. If you ask. It's the truth. So, knowing the truth, everybody is searching for the truth. Still, yeah, sure, I'm not going to go after false things. But this particular truth, what is the benefit of that? That is the second line supposed to tell us what it is. And so we already know that. Hey, result of karma is finite. Karma is finite, result of karma is finite. But I'm constantly seeking also. I cannot give up seeking also. Seeking happiness is a constant thing. Without my knowledge, I seek joy. I don't have to remind myself that I must be happy. No, I don't have to. Nobody has to remind them. So it's constant. It's constant means when is it going to end? Death is going to end it? That's not correct. If death ends it, then that's another sad thing. You know why it's sad? Because I'm dying without accomplishing what I want. Death only puts an end to my life. It doesn't put an end to my seeking. Just I happen to pass away. I'm not there. But if I'm there little longer, then also I'll be seeking. Little longer if I lived, if I was a little more careful and I did not meet with that accident, then what? Then I'll be seeking continuously, seeking. Few more years somebody gave me, seeking, continuously. That means what? Death really didn't solve my problem. Did you see that? Do you see the logic? I'm just bringing this logic to you. Without solving the problem, I passed away. I may have solved other people's problems if I pass away. That's a different issue. Okay. Somebody will say, bah, they'll say all good things. This guy did a lot of good things, and oh, they are good. The eulogize. They will eulogize, and then internally, finally, the truth will come out. Ah, no, this guy was such a nuisance. Finally, the truth will come after all the functions are over. Truth will come. So that is the truth, real truth, actually. Then he'll say, oh, it's nice. They all were old. They were suffering. He was suffering. Like that, we say all these things. All that is good. Anyway, so it really doesn't solve it. How can death solve a problem? I used to think like that. The answer is it doesn't solve any problem. And Shastra also says life is going to continue. So therefore, now suddenly that becomes real. I have to solve the problem somehow. And so this karma doesn't solve problem at all. And therefore, the Antakarana Shuddhi becomes important to me. Karma gives me the right attitude. If I do karma, right attitude becomes important. Karma yoga now becomes important. Otherwise, I'm a karmi or karmata, just a doer. I'm very good at doing and accomplishing things. That's not enough. And so, therefore, I am now aware of the fact that I have to somehow transcend this time and space. Time and space are difficult concepts, actually. They're not easy concepts. And in physics and all, they talk about time and space. And they struggle to model time and space. Time and space are given. Time axis is there, space axis is there, it's given. But you start analyzing time and space, then you get into problems. And so, our Shastra Advaita Vedanta says you have to understand that space is limiting. Avakasha Pradatri Akasha. That which accommodates is called Akasha. It's vast, all right. But within space, you move around here and there. I'm going to be happy there. I'm going to be better off here. No, I'm fine here, etc. If I say it's all relative fineness, relative happiness, relative joy it is. And time also, later on, I'll be better. Those days were great days. We all reminisce about school days. Everybody likes school days. No, it's nice. We sit and we have alumni. That's why I think we have alumni association. Now I got the idea why they have alumni association. Just to sit around and then talk about the past. What did he do? She do? Hey, remember how the teacher, so and so teacher, Subbarao, sir, and did this, that, like that. So past good days. We always like those good days. And so there was an ad, I suddenly comes to me. Happy days are here again. Happy days are here again. Like that one ad was there long ago in India. Some thumbs up, I think it is. And anyway, so a Bonvita, is it?
Yes.
No,
Okay.
thumbs up. Happy days are here again. Everybody's feeling great with thumbs up.
Yeah, correct. Yes.
Okay. At least once in a while, I'm correct. So the happy days, that's what everybody wants. That's why the ad works. Happy days are here again. So, who am I means, hey, this seeking is eternal. If I don't understand myself, this seeking is going to be eternal. Even after death, it's got to be there. Because I never solved the problem. Seeking's problem I've never solved. So, if I don't recognize the eternal, I will be constantly seeking. Okay, this is better. If I don't seek the eternal, I will be constantly seeking. And where is the eternal? Don't look around like this. Don't look for another place where the eternal is sitting somewhere. Eternal is the seeker is the eternal. That's what I want to know. That's why I am Atma. The samsara chakra is there. Who am I? I am Chakri. Vishnu is called Chakri. Vishnu is not chakra. Vishnu holds the chakra. Chakra is time, just constantly moving. I am there in the center. I am the unmoving. Atma I am. That's what Vishnu says. I'm Chakri, not Chakraha. I'm not Samsari. I'm Chakri. I'm the one that sustains samsara. So, going somewhere means samsara. That's it. It's a beautiful combination to our study. So, aham tva sarva papebhyaha mokshayishyami. The verb there is mokshayishyami. I will make you free. Mokshayishyami. Shankaracharya says, sarva dharma adharma bandhana rupebhyaha mokshayishyami. Like that Shankaracharya says. Sarva dharma, then adharma. Sarva dharma, sarva adharma. What are they? They are bandhana rupa. They are all bandhana rupa. They are all of the nature of bondage. Bondage. How come great things also bind me? They do bind me? Yeah, they do bind me. Why? How do I know this? From Nachiketa, I can learn that. What does Nachiketa say? Hey, if I have great things in my life, they're all what? Shobhavaha. Shobhavaha. Tomorrow, will it be there or not? Then power is good, but then fear of power cut will always be there in India. Huh? Power will go off. That's it, over. Game over. So like that, tomorrow will it be there or not? Today, enough science is there. They're telling you so many things about our universe and ecology and earth and whatnot. So, Shobhavaha. Therefore, that what gives me uh, a good experience, pleasant experience also is binding and seeking, because then I become bound to that pleasant experience, bound to it. The other day we were talking, one young Ayurvedic doctor was here, know her for a long time. Coffee, she was talking about coffee. Somebody said, people have many mugs of coffee, the addiction for 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 mugs of coffee. And then somebody said, no, I have only two cups of coffee. So somebody, no, I said 2 cups of coffee. 2 cups. Then that also is addiction, she said. I said, yes, you are correct. And I'll tell you what that addiction is. If I don't have that cup of coffee, I get a headache. This is a problem. It's an addiction, pure addiction it is. It's not you don't need to go to the doctor for this addiction, but it's an addiction nevertheless. And so, what gives you a good experience is also a type of shackle, golden shackle. All right. That's why papam includes punyam also. Now that sarva punyebhyaha, sarva dharman parityajya, sarva punyan parityajya. Shankara says include papa also in that. Sarva punya papebhyaha parityajya. And so, Mundaka Upanishad, there is a nice reference we have. Why? Why should you put punyam also and papam together to this dharma? Dharma means punyam. No. Tada vidwan punya pape vidhuya. Like that particular Mundaka Upanishad says 3.1.3 if you want to make it. Paramam samyam upaiti. Like that. There is a statement. Therefore, when somebody says, I want punyam, and in the same breath, the person says, I don't want to be born again. Very popular statement here. இன்னொரு ஜன்மம் கிடைக்கக்கூடாதுன்னு வேண்டின்னு இருக்கேன். I'm praying that I don't want another birth. That's how that's it. I want punyam, but I don't want another janma. The two are incongruent. Incongruent. If you want punyam, you have to, how are you going to exhaust that punyam? They're not congruent. They don't go together. Ma shuchaha. Do not fear. Ma shuchaha. Do not fear, because surrender comes with fear, anxiety. Can't give up stuff. So, not fear. This is a guarantee. I'm giving you a guarantee. Therefore, there is no need to entertain any fear in this matter. And it's coming from ages and ages. This is coming. Imam vivasvate yogam. And so don't fear this. This is the path that was treaded by all our forefathers and foremothers. And so this is the ultimate Sharanagatihi. What is the ultimate Sharanagatihi? Surrendering to God is the popular idea of Sharanagatihi. But what you can't surrender is Ahankara. That is the most difficult thing to surrender. Surrendering to God is also easy compared to this. Our friends are all there. Before we came to this, surrender. People talk about Bhagavan so much and you wonder, my God, they're talking about Krishna and Guruji and all that all the time. And their life is so simple, it seems, because they don't seem to have any conflicts. Well, I have a lot of conflicts. We've seen such people. So that Sharanagati is not difficult. But giving up this ahankara, this sense of I, and this kartritva buddhi, and at the same time retaining one's accountability, ownership, duties based on dharma is just fascinating. And that's why ma shuchaha. Ma shuchaha, you will need me. You will need me when in the process of surrendering your ahankara, you will need me. You have to listen to me a lot. And you have listened to me a lot. Or ma shuchaha. So we'll come back. I have a few more things to say, but I'll translate this. We're almost done. So let's look at this translation. Giving up all karmas, which is Swamiji's translation. Giving up all karmas, take refuge in me alone. Me, uppercase M. Giving up all karmas, take refuge in me alone. Full stop. I will release you from all karmas. Semicolon, do not grieve. Or full stop, do not grieve. Semicolon is good. Swami says that.
Guruji, you have to do 65 also.
Oh, 65 also, is it?
We have to do 65 also. I think 65, 66 we are reading together. So we have to translate them together.
Yeah. Remind me in next class.
Yes, we'll do that next class.
Thank you. Giving up all karmas, take refuge in me alone. I will release you from all karmas. Do not grieve. We will continue next class. Om Apadamapahartaram Dhataram Sarvasampadam Lokabhiramam Shriramam Bhuyo Bhuyo Namamyaham Kale Varshatu Parjanyah Prithvi Sasyashalini Deshoyam Kshobarahitah Brahmanas Santu Nirbhayaः Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om
धन्यवाद गुरु